We're excited that you are here to learn more about WeVideo and our newest tool with interactive video. All right, we are going to wait about 1 minute and then we will go ahead and dive in and get started. If you're here with us, you can go ahead and drop in the chat what content area or grade you teach. We're super excited that you're here to learn more about our product. In the chat, I'm going to go ahead and drop a copy of the slides so you can follow along with us today if you'd like to, or use these to help train others at your district. All right, we're going to dive right in. Welcome everyone to our WeVideo interactivity training. We're super excited you're here to learn more about WeVideo interactivity, our newest addition to the WeVideo experience. I'm thrilled to take you through this today and how you can take your videos and instruction to the next level. My name is Taylor Ripley, and I'm an education specialist with an instructional design background on the WeVideo customer success team. I have a passion for helping teachers and students discover their creative spark. I worked in a school setting before joining the WeVideo team, and I'm super excited to be here with you all today. Our agenda for today is that we are going to talk about what interactive video is, look at the learner experience, and look at some common use cases. We're going to dive into our instructional design studio and build your first interactive video. And we're going to look at how you monitor results. At the end, we will go through some resources and save time for any questions. Feel free to drop any questions in the chat as we go through. And if I have time to reference them, then we will. If not, we will get to them at the end as well. All right, first we're going to talk about what is interactivity. Interactivity empowers instructors to make their videos interactive and integrating with a variety of video hosts where you can actually pull from your WeVideo creations, YouTube, or Vimeo. You're going to be able to assess learning and promote engagement with your students, as well as reuse and edit content over time. When you stream video through our interactive player, the ending product is that interactive video. Interactive videos illuminate the learning process for instructors and let students know exactly what they do or don't know in live time. There are multiple ways you can deploy an interactive video in the interactivity platform. The first way is a self-paced asynchronous learning object. This is what we're going to go through today as this is our most popular use case. However, you can combine multiple interactive videos together and add supplementary resources to create a learning module called a playlist. You also can assign learner-made video assignments for individual submission. And finally, when synchronous instruction is needed, you can use our broadcast feature, which allows you to deploy any asynchronous video live time at the instructor's pace. This is the teacher workflow that we're going to go through later today as we build our own interactive video. You'll be able to pull from your video content with WeVideo creations, Vimeo, or YouTube. You'll see that there's multiple different ways to add engagement. One is going to be adding individual interactions. applying a pre-made template, or using AI Assist with your WeVideo creations. You'll also see that there are 6 different question types. You'll see that we have auto-graded question types, which is multiple choice, check all, fill in the blank, and poll interactions. We have 2 manually graded interactions, meaning the teacher will have to go back in and grade the submission or choose for it to be auto-graded, which is free response and discussion. And then we have 3 different annotation types, which are non-graded interactions. We have our pause, web embed, and then PDF file. After you submit after you create your interactive video with all of the engagement you'd like to add, you're then going to be able to assign that out to your students. When we were scoping out AI and how to best incorporate it in our product, we wanted to ensure it was added in a meaningful way that supports the teacher's workflow. And we didn't want to add another step or give teachers something new to learn. We wanted to help save time with a workflow that teachers were already used to. Along those same lines, we wanted to maximize flexibility with AI because we know it's not the end all be all. It's there to support teachers and creators. So we implemented this in a way that supports multiple workflows and makes the teacher the driver of the tool. We wanted to use AI in a way that is aligned to best teaching practices. So as you'll see here, we've utilized Bloom's taxonomy as the inspiration for the AI generated interactions. Bloom's taxonomy was developed to provide a common language for teachers to discuss and exchange learning and assessment methods. The goal of our AI tool is to encourage higher order thinking by students and building up from their lower level cognitive skills. The key phrases can be used to prompt for these during the skills and assessment process. So now that we've talked about what interactivity is, let's talk about why you should use interactivity. From an engagement angle, you're going to get higher returns from using interactive video versus passive video. It's going to get your learners 66% more engaged. They're going to have a more memorable experience where it highlights and memorizes key points. They'll have a longer viewing time and they will feel empowered to come back and review that content. They'll have an improvement in learner knowledge retention, and you're going to have a higher completion and viewing time, which in turn will make your learning outcomes even better. So why this platform for interactivity, for interactive video? You're going to see that we have increased accountability. You're going to be able to disable fast forwarding or skipping. You can monitor to the last watch timestamp, and you also will not, and also students will not be able to leave that tab and continue the video on. If they switch tabs, the video will automatically pause. For content retention, you'll be able to utilize a exportable and searchable timestamp notes for the learner. While the learner will always have access to this notes functionality, the teacher will be able to gauge that learner's learning process by going in and seeing those timestamp notes. And lastly, we offer many accessibility features. We have interactive and searchable transcripts, which help to identify keywords and information. We also have closed captions, and our tool is completely screen reader compatible. The best part is that this is going to all help with the content digestion. Students are going to feel very empowered in our platform and be able to take control of their learning and have great notes in the long term to reference. So I want you to know that you do not need to completely redesign your course. There are easy and effective ways which you can put interactivity into your current courses and lessons. So we're going to look at some ideas to give you some ideas to get started with. So the homework or skill practice set is our first low lift use case. To create this interactive video, you would like to use a highlight, you would like to highlight the homework or independent work set that you're currently working on. You'll see that you can create your own video or find one from YouTube. Then you'll be able to add in PDFs, documents, and images using our rich text editor. You'll see in this particular example that they actually have embedded the worksheet that they would traditionally hand out to students or send home right there in the sidebar. So students can download that, and then overlaying the video, they've put fill in the blanks for students to input their answers. They're going to get in-time feedback, so they'll get a green response for correct, red for incorrect, and teachers will get all of these analytics passed back if they use a learning management system, or they'll just be able to access the quick analytics and a breakdown of each question before students even leave class or come to class the next day. In our next example, we're going to be looking at a interactive mini lesson authored by National Geographic. It's going to go through 7 self-check interactions. The first engagement you saw is a pause interaction to frame the learning. This included directions, objectives, and needed background information. As we continue through, you can see a pause interaction on that sidebar. You're able to adjust how long you would like interactions to stay on the screen for your learners. And they've also put a hotspot with a pause interaction where this orients learners to that notes functionality and how to use it with a linked article. Learners can copy and paste from pause interactions into those timestamp notes as well. For the first content checkpoint, they're utilizing a multiple choice interaction to supply auto-generated feedback to the learner to help them know if they're correct or incorrect in live time. For the second content check, utilized a free response question. Learners will also have access to the rich text editor to add in their responses. Although this is a manually graded interaction, you can still add feedback, and under advanced settings, you can adjust how many attempts you'd like the student to have and opt to make the free response auto-graded. And lastly, fill in the blanks like this example here will auto-generate with feedback as well. You can add a word bank or up the rigor and remove it. You have the ability to put more than one correct answer for each blank you input. And at the end, you can allow learners access to their exportable worksheet, which will include the questions, answers, any feedback, resources, and notes that they took throughout the lesson. Even if you don't give students access to download their own worksheet, as the instructor, you will always have the ability to download and send via link or print out a student's worksheet as well. And then the last use case we're going to highlight today is an ELA discussion. You can see they've simply framed the lecture with a pause at the start, telling the learners about objectives, directions, background information. They even included an image of the speaker using that rich text editor. You can utilize a video that reads the text, or you can utilize the rich text editor to record your own audio. The last step of this low lift use case is just to add a discussion interaction. The discussion interaction allows students to collaborate asynchronously. It's pre-made, and all you need to decide is if you want to apply participation points or manually score based on the quality of the learner's contribution. Things that you won't have to touch is learners will always have access to the notes functionality that they can export, and they can view captions throughout the lesson if they prefer. If you're assigning a video to your learners, it makes sense to put it into WeVideo interactivity because even if you don't add a lot of engagement, learners can take notes that can be monitored by you, and you can see how long the learner spent watching that video. Throughout the discussion, learners can add in their own post. Instructors have the ability to adjust advanced settings, which prohibit learners from seeing other posts until they contribute their own. Instructors also have the ability to reply to students and delete comments if necessary. The instructor can download the discussion to print if needed as well. All right, now that we've gone through these first steps, we're now going to go into the portion where we're going to build an interactive video. So once you are in your WeVideo account, you're also going to see some steps here on the slides that you can always come back and reference. Each one is going to be linked to a specific step in the process. Even though we're going to go through this live time today, you will always have these within that slide deck to reference if you need to. So I'm going to go ahead and get logged in to my WeVideo account. And when you log in, you may be in this multimedia creation space to begin. All right, and once you're here, you're just going to use this multimedia dropdown and switch to interactivity. Once you're in the interactivity space, you're going to see on the sidebar a section where all your interactive videos will live. You also have folders and classes. To start, we want to make sure that you have a class where you can assign your interactive video. So within the classes tab, you're able to add a new class here. You'll be able to type the name in of your class and press save. If you already have a class in the multimedia side that you would like to use on the interactive side, you'll see that they show on both sides of the platform. However, you don't need to roster students in for the interactive piece. If you don't have interactivity, we can have someone from our team reach out and get you um, a trial with it. It is not included in the multimedia side, so it is a separate piece to a license. And once you've created your class, you don't need to roster students in there. Once they have access the link to your first assignment, they'll be brought into your class. So we're going to go back to my interactive videos. Once you're here, you're going to click Create New Interactive Video. Once you do this, you'll see options for how you can bring in your videos. So you'll have the option for YouTube, Vimeo, and WeVideo creations that you've already made. Um, on WeVideo, you'll see this star icon, which means that the AI Assist feature is available here. So I'm going to select a WeVideo video that I've already made in my account so that I can show you the AI feature as well. If you have a YouTube video that you own, you are able to download the transcript and upload that as a VTT or SRT caption file. You'll then also be able to use the AI Assist. So I'll see all of my WeVideo videos live here. I also have the ability to access a video and bring it to interactivity from the multimedia side. So I'm going to show you how to do that as well if you're grabbing a video from WeVideo. So I'm going to go back to multimedia creation and go to my exports. And then I can use the search bar here. And then I can click in and make sure I have my subtitles already generated. And once I'm on this export page, I can click the interactivity button and press open in new interactive video. And then if you selected a YouTube video or Vimeo, you'll see that you have the same screen. Under video segments, you'll see your video. And then we're going to move over to the interactions tab here. Once you've brought that video in, if you brought in a video of your own, you'll be able to utilize the AI interactions. So there's going to be 3 ways to add those interactions in. We've got a open template gallery here. So if I click into the templates, I'm going to see a variety of different topics available. So I'm going to have some different ones here. And these are basically shells of different interactions grouped together. And when you apply them, you then would go back in and individually put your own content into those templates. So these are a low lift way to add in interactions if you ever want to utilize these. The second way after the template gallery is using that AI Assist. Remember, this is only available if it's your own video content and you've uploaded the transcript. So because I've done that and grabbed my video from WeVideo and I downloaded the subtitles in there, I'm able to generate interactions super easily. So I have the option to generate for the entire video or a specific timestamp. The AI tool is going to use the transcript up to that timestamp to generate a question. Now, here's where the Bloom's taxonomy piece comes in. So I'll see the ability to select a complexity. So remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, or create. So I'm going to put my first timestamp in here for 30 seconds. And I'm going to keep that on the remember. And I'm going to utilize a interaction type. I'm going to use a multiple choice. And then I'm going to go ahead and generate that interaction. Once I do that, you'll see that my AI tool has generated that interaction for me. You'll see the little magic wand shows that that was AI generated. I'll see the question, the answer options, and it even signifies the correct answer here on the left-hand sidebar. Now, if I wanted to edit this further, I can just come in and type and change this. So maybe I don't want as many answer options. I can come in and delete those. Or if I wanted to change the interaction type from multiple choice to check all or free response, I have the ability to adjust that here. And then after that, I can even come in and adjust the timing or the placement of that interaction as well. And then once you have that set, you can always use the three dots right here to adjust how many points you'd like this question to be worth, and then press save. And if you choose to do for the entire video, you're able to select more than one complexity, more than one question type, so it will generate multiple questions for you on the same video. The next way you can add interactions is just by individually adding them yourself. So you can press create new interaction. I like to take the scrub bar at the bottom and place it where I want that interaction to go. So starting at that first timestamp, I'm going to press create new interaction. You'll then see a blank interaction is developed here. In this interaction type dropdown, I'm going to scroll down to annotations. The pause interaction is an interaction that I like to utilize a lot to create a great opening to my lesson. So when I select pause, you'll see a text line appears here where I can enter in what I would like it to say for my learners. Anywhere that you can enter in text in the designer, either the question, the answer options, customized feedback, you're going to see a rich text editor appear. This is where you can utilize jumps, video recordings, attaching files and audio. You can insert images, reactions. You'll see some familiar formatting tools here. And then under toggle features, you'll also have the ability to format further with headers and alignment, insert links and special source code. And you can even insert tables or adjust table properties from here as well. But one of my favorite features is that you can actually take um, any any text from a lesson plan and actually just copy and paste that in. So it saves a lot of time with lessons that you've already created. So I'm going to copy and paste in my overview for the lesson with my learning outcomes and directions for that learner. I'm going to even use this photo insertion tool and bring in a photo of a sloth. And then that just gets brought right into my interaction here. So lots of possibilities for customization within that rich text editor. Now, the next step is you're able to adjust the placement of that interaction. So every interaction is going to default to the sidebar, but under placement, I can utilize this to overlay it on the screen. I could make it half screen, however I'd like it to be. So I'm going to overlay that on my video screen. And then if I press advanced, I'll see I can make it expandable, collapsible. I could utilize dark mode and adjust the opacity here. So just some further editing tools if you ever need them, and that's where you'll find them. But if you don't want to adjust that, it will always default to the sidebar. And once I have everything how I'd like it, I definitely want to check the advanced settings. Each interaction type is going to have its own set of advanced configurations. So here, the pause doesn't have a lot because you it is just a non-graded annotation, but I do want the interaction to be required and pause video playback. So I check those and then I will press save. So the next part I want to show you is how you can take your interactions and questions to the next level and add in customized feedback. So the first way I'm going to do this is I'm going to use my AI generated interaction to show you how you could add feedback for correct or incorrect answers. One thing I love about the feedback piece is that you can actually make this a great tool for differentiation. So let's say I want to add some feedback to the incorrect answer. I'm going to click the little settings cogwheel next to the answer choice, and I'll see the ability to add feedback. When I select this choice, I'm going to have a text line that appears, and I can type in the text that I would like to deploy to the learner if they were to select this answer choice. So I might write, "This is incorrect. Check out more information about sloths here." Then I could go in and use my rich text editor to link out the website with an article with more information about that particular topic. So that's how I could add it for an incorrect answer. I could always add it for a correct answer too. So this could be an extension tool. This could also be just a way for you to add in a personalized message to your students. And I could add in a reaction or add in an image there. So then you can see for my incorrect answer, I've put that certain feedback, and I could add that to each incorrect response as well if I'd like to. And that way, if the student were to answer the correct or incorrect answer, they're going to have that customized feedback deployed to them. Again, I can adjust that point value if I need to. And I can look under advanced settings for different ways that I can customize this. You can allow more than one attempt, or you can randomize answer order. And so I'm going to press save. And then as I save this, you'll see that all of that information that I inputted there is showing on my interaction library here. All right, the next interaction type I'm going to show you is going to be a web embed. So I'm going to grab that scrub bar here at the bottom and pull it to where I'd like that website to be embedded. So once I've selected that spot, I'm going to press the Create New Interaction button. In the dropdown, I'm going to go to Annotations and select Web Embed. Once I get to this step, I'm going to just grab the URL that I'd like to embed into that video and copy it into the text line here. If the website is able to be embedded and is compatible, you'll see that the preview of the website will show here. If it's not, you're going to see a gray box, and that means it's not able to be embedded. So then I always like to take my web embed and overlay it on the screen, and you'll see in our preview in a minute that it will be a full functioning website overlaying that video content. And then under advanced, I want to make sure it pauses that video playback so that when students are engaging with the website, the video will not continue to play. If I wanted to keep this in the sidebar as a reference area, I could always uncheck that as well. And then I'll press save. Very similar is our PDF interaction. The PDF interaction, one thing that's really awesome about it is that it gives students the ability to annotate on that PDF and then download it for their own records. So I always like to overlay that one in the middle too. It functions a lot like the web embed, but they actually can take those annotations and save them for future use, which is great. And once you have created all of the different engagements that you would like in your video, you're then going to move from the interaction tab at the top to the review tab. On this page, you're going to be able to change the title and learning objective. You can use tags for internal organization. So this is going to be an organization system where you can actually search for your own content based on keyword tags. So some different ones. The top one you get to create for yourself. So you can choose whatever tag you would like. But then as we move down, you'll see that the target audience is already have some preset options. And you can tag as many that are applicable here. And then same with the subject area. And once you've done your tags, that you'll then be able to use that internally and within the district to search for what you're looking for. Under tags is the playback options. These are going to be extremely important settings as you're working in your interactive videos because they apply to the entirety of that assignment. So some different settings that I like to highlight. I always want to make sure that the learners are allow skip interactions and fast forward is unchecked. I don't want my learners to be able to skip over the content I put in there or over interactions that I've embedded. So I always want to make sure those two are unchecked. You can allow retakes of the interactive video by selecting this setting, and it will also let you decide how many retakes you would like that learner to have. If you signify retakes, you can also use this bottom setting, which is our minimum completion score. This will let you set a score that you would like the student to achieve. If the student doesn't achieve that score, it's going to prompt them to retake it. One nuance with this particular setting is that you need to make sure all of the interactions are auto-graded or it will not calculate their score correctly. I also want to show you the access to printable report like we saw in our first one of our first use cases today. If you allow them to have access to that printable report, they'll see the questions, answers, feedback, resources, and notes. But even if you don't give them access, you as the instructor will have access to grab that for them. And then we have hide learner score upon interactive video completion. This is a great setting for a testing environment or academic integrity in general. This will make it so the students can't see their final score, therefore not being able to relay those answers to anyone else. And then lastly, we have our privacy settings. You can set it to private so that only you will be able to access that interactive video. You can make it visible to members of your organization, which would mean that they can see your content in the pre-made content area, but they have to make a copy of it to make any changes. And you could also make it public. Right now, WeVideo doesn't have a public-facing library, but in the future we will. So if you keep your interactive videos public, in the future, people would be able to see them and copy them into their own account. And once you have made all of those changes, you're going to press save. Once you press save, you're going to see that that video shows up in your interactive videos library. You're then able to use these three dots here to assign your content out. When you press assign, you'll then make sure you are assigning to students. You can signify a start date and end date, and then the class that you would like, class or classes you would like to assign it to. In the top right corner, you'll press assign, and you'll see the link is then created. You would just have to send this link to the students you'd like to complete it, and they will auto roster into your class that you created. If you're working in a learning management system, your flow will be a little bit different, but we do have some articles on our help center that will guide you through how to assign through your learning management system if you have an integration already established. Once you have assigned your interactive video, you're then able to monitor the results and the data that has been generated from that. The way you'll get to that data is just by clicking that thumbnail and coming down to monitor. When you do this, you will see every class that you've assigned it to, and you'll select that monitor button. And I'm going to pull up a full monitor page so you can see what analytics will be available to you. So first thing is you're going to see the learner's name, their score, and their completion status. You can also use this filter option in the corner here to filter by complete, in progress, or not started. For completed and in progress interactive videos, you'll be able to see how long it took them or how long they've been in progress for. And then the red will populate for that not started. For each interaction or engagement that you've added into your video lesson, you'll be able to see a breakdown of each. Each column will signify that interaction that you've put in there. For each answer choice, auto-graded will populate green. Red will populate for incorrect auto-graded responses. You can click into any answer box to see an in-depth breakdown of that particular answer option. You'll see how long the student was engaged with that question, their points, and then you can go in and adjust if you need to as well. When you see a yellow pen, that signifies a free response that needs grading. You would then click in and grade that free response, or you could use the gray pen at the top, and which will allow you to grade all of those free responses at once. You then have the ability to select a learner's name. You can view that learner's attempt, which will just show you all of the answer options from that particular learner. You can export that learner attempt, which is that exportable worksheet. And then you also have the option to reset their attempt here. In the right-hand corner, you'll see a cloud icon. This is where you can do a CSV data export of this particular interactive video's data. And then in the top left corner, you're going to see interactive video analytics. You'll see three different graphs appear. You'll have a bar graph with each interaction that you embedded with the correct and incorrect answers. So that's a good visual to see quickly what needs to be worked on. You'll have your average score and completion status in two pie graphs here at the bottom. Some resources we have available for you all is we have a Wakelet board with those particular interactivity resources, and I'll go ahead and drop that in the chat. But you'll also see that on the slide deck as well. We have a new and improved WeVideo Academy. So when you come in here, you'll be able to filter by K-12, and you'll see resources to getting started with interactive video. You'll see a variety of different things, including infographics, playlists, little tutorial videos. So this is going to be a great spot for you to dive in and get started on that WeVideo Academy. And then within our Help Center, we do have a specific area for interactivity articles. So that will always be a helpful place to look for anything that you are wondering. And I urge everyone to do our WeVideo Certified Interactivity course. It's really easy, self-explanatory. It's going to go through a lot of the things we went through today and an extension of that. So we're going to highlight playlists, and it's going to help you create your first learning module. Once you submit it, you can earn your interactivity certified badge, which is really awesome. So want to open the floor for any questions. If you want to drop them in the chat, we have a few minutes where I can answer them. Hey Sheila, thanks for your question. So can students create interactive videos? Yes, but they only can create interactive videos if a teacher assigns it to them. So I can show you what that looks like. So when you're in the interactive video library and you have your create new interactive video, you can select the drop down and use create learner made interactive video. And you would just set your learner made interactive video. You would make a name for the assignment, put the learning objectives and instructions, and then signify how many points you'd like it to be worth. And then once you create this, and you create that assignment, you would take that assignment here, and you would just assign it out the exact same way you did with the asynchronous. And then students, when they click in, they will get the designer pop up for them where they will then pick their video and then create their interactions and submit it so that you, as the teacher, can review it. And then the next question was, can you add YouTube videos to non-interactive videos as well? No, that's not available. I believe it's a copywriting issue where you cannot change someone else's work. So you won't be able to add um, YouTube videos to the multimedia space. Any other questions? Yeah, absolutely. So when you're in your account, you do see the interactivity, correct? If you use that as a drop down, you'll see multimedia creation. And this is where your video editing will be. And you have a WeVideo license, correct? If you want to drop your email, I can look into that for you and let you know why that might not be showing up for you. If you have a WeVideo license, you should have that multimedia creation piece, but I can definitely investigate more into that for you. Any other questions? Alrighty, well, thank you everybody for joining today. I appreciate you coming to learn more about interactive video. Feel free to check out those resources, and we are excited to see all the amazing things that you create. I hope you have a great rest of your Wednesday. Bye-bye.